Third down and 20.
The New Orleans Saints. We talked about it a little bit on the Dynasty podcast. Steed, I kind of want to hear your take on this situation because we did that Taysom Hill film analysis. I think that we both agreed that while Taysom Hill is not the most crazy quarterback of all time, in that Sean Payton offense, with his skill set, he was able to win some games. And if he develops a little bit, who knows what can happen. To you, who do you predict is going to win that quarterback battle there? Taysom Hill or Jameis Winston? Wow, you do. I thought you were going to say Jameis. See, I have the opposite take. I think that Jameis is going to start initially. I think they're both going to play a little bit. By the way, 2-quarterback system. Just watch out for it. I think that Jameis is going to start initially because you see the upside of Jameis. And everyone knows Jameis has that upside. But my thing, until Jameis Winston proves to me that I can trust him. I can trust him the entire game. I'm not really buying a ton of him. Just because, yeah, that's the thing. Taysom Hill, I think, yes, he needs to improve. And I'm hoping I see that improvement. I'm kind of projecting a little bit that I think I'm going to get a little bit of improvement. If you watch that film analysis, we kind of saw that the guy's got one throw. He needs to have a throwing lane and a clean window. But you see that he has potential. Everyone thinks that Taysom Hill doesn't have the arm strength. The guy's got just as much arm strength as Matt Ryan. He needs to work on a lot of things, but you got probably one of the most, if not the most, quarterback-friendly coach in the league at the helm of the offense, with a guy that actually fits the system pretty well. You've seen how creative he can be with Taysom Hill. I think that Jameis might start at first, but then when Sean Payton realizes, okay, yeah, Taysom Hill might not be able to go out there and put up 50 points, I get a guy who I can at least trust not to turn the ball over. I get a guy who I can at least trust to make good decisions just with the rapid development we saw in Taysom Hill's overall game, his decision-making in 3 games. Like, if Taysom Hill's finally able to start getting real practice reps at quarterback and really, Sean Payton's got a whole offseason to plan and game plan around if Taysom Hill is his quarterback, I think he can have some legitimate success. I don't think he's necessarily going to be a top quarterback, but with Sean Payton, that's the X factor. Sean Payton's going to be Sean Payton's scheme works with Drew Brees. I think it could also work with Taysom Hill. Maybe not as well. Like we saw Drew Brees, he's one of the better quarterbacks of all time, but I don't think the Saints need Taysom Hill to be Drew Brees to have success and win football games and get themselves in a position to win. Just, they're a team that they like to go on those long, sustained drives, be good in the red zone, run the ball well, play good aggressive defense. With Taysom Hill, that fits. With Jameis Winston, it could. Jameis Winston's got more talent. I just have to see it to believe it with him. I'm a believer in Taysom Hill. I don't think he's going to be insane, but as a one-year guy, I don't know. I think the other thing we have to really realize is, I understand it's a joke between us, the 2-quarterback system. But I do legitimately believe that we could see it where it was almost like Alex Smith and Colin Kaepernick with the 49ers, where Alex Smith would come out some drives, mainly when they would get in the red zone, so that you have the threat of Taysom Hill. I think we could see a whole lot more of those Taysom Hill gimmicky kind of plays going on where they have, because Taysom Hill will play that tight end and slot receiver and be on the field with Jameis Winston regularly. And then you'll have, I think, more looks where you have Jameis Winston line outside. I guess we'll call it a wildcat. I don't think it's a true wildcat, though. I think we could see a lot more of that because right now the argument is it's either this guy or the other guy. I don't necessarily, like, Sean Payton is one of the most creative coaches in the league. I don't think he's going to go into that mindset of it's either one guy or the other. He's the kind of guy, he's going to put his team in the best position to win. And if that's with two quarterbacks on the field, it's going to be two quarterbacks on the field. And then you'll owe me a beer.